Hello viewer rights and welcome back to more Pokemon Emerald. In the last episode, we didn't get a call like what we are right now, and it's probably just something filler. Hey, remember in Heart Gold and Soul Silver how, well actually it'd be Gold and Silver since Emerald came out after, but it's just an instinct for me to say Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but that's not important. What's important is, you know how trainers would constantly harass you, and the repels. Stop interrupting me, messages! Anyway, you know how trainers would constantly harass you with phone calls and stuff, and you've been seeing that here? Well, it's back in this game. It's not as bad as Gold and Silver, but it's still pretty annoying. But it's usually, the rematch system is a lot simpler, and it actually stumped me for a while. So here's a PC for some reason and a weather institute, as well as a bed. I mean, the bed I understand. Actually, I don't really understand why there's a bed in a building. I mean, if you go to work, is there ever a bed in a building? Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's face this chick. So yeah, Team Aqua's back, I guess. I haven't actually fought them. It's funny, the last episode I uploaded was when we fought Team Aqua, which was like a year ago. And now we're fighting Team Aqua again. That's pretty cool. But we don't exactly know what they want with the Weather Institute. But you know villains, always constantly explaining their plan out loud. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna Toxic him in order to bad poison so he can slowly take damage over time. But, now we're gonna Strength because Surf is resistant. But yeah, man, Goodman's actually been, like, proving himself pretty well. I always thought Wailord was a mediocre Pokemon, and I kind of chose him because, well, Wailmer, because I've never used him before. I wanted to, like, use a Water type on my team for Surf. And this was, I don't even know. I chose this team like years ago. I'm wondering why I didn't choose a Caravana now. But, you know, I actually chose this team like years ago when I first Let's Played, when I was like 18 instead of me 20 now. I actually did a 1,000-door Let's Play before. And I planned out Emerald as well, and I wrote down my team. And I put Wailord on my team and not Sharpedo. And I'm like one of those guys that need to plan out every single thing they do. It's not even a matter of like controlling this. I just like thinking ahead and looking forward to the future, you know? I have like my next like 5 Let's Plays planned out already. Granted with a few things I might change here and there. But I don't know, it's just with me to always think ahead and always want to plan for the future. I even like wrote down my exact team of what I want, and I stuck to it because I like sticking to my past self, because otherwise what's the point of the planning ahead? Oh man, Rollout missed. I thought I was gonna like sometimes I really hate these like chain moves because they're not reliable. Oh great, the Psychic type is brought out against the Dark type. Oh, I'll confuse him so he doesn't hit me as much. But Hammy is pretty defensive. A lot of HP, so the Dark attack, which will probably be Bite, probably won't do much, if he even lands a Bite on me. Oh yeah, it landed a Bite. See, it's super effective and only did 13 HP. Alright, I guess we'll Shockwave. It sucks, like, you know that Thunderbolt TM I had? I assumed Hammy could learn it because it can learn Shockwave, but it can't, and that would have been pretty boss, yo. Okay, just keep roaring against me. Okay, let's not give my Pokemon EXP. Oh well. Now you sent out the Fighting type against the Dark type. It's a bit too late for that. And we finished it with 1 double kick. Yeah. Everyone gained EXP because Bucciano roared everyone. But yeah, Team Aqua, like, they're pretty much everyone's least favorite villains because of how stupid their goal is, which we'll get into later. No wait, Archie said it earlier. Basically, if you like read their dialogue and stuff, they want to drown the world. Like, they want to fill the water with ocean. Personally, I never understood the point in doing that. There's nothing to gain. They're just kind of forced because they're Game Freak's first villains created after Team Rocket, and Team Rocket kind of had a simple goal. It's not until Galactic and Plasma when the evil team motivations actually get pretty deep. And actually, I think Flare is probably my favorite evil team from X and Y. Even though I said like the story wasn't good, that's mostly to do with the personality of all of the characters. But Team Flare itself, not as the character, even though Lysander, the boss, is pretty cool. He's like one of the only good characters in the game. But I just didn't find the story that memorable. But anyway, my point is, Team Flare actually had a really good goal. Like, I won't get into spoiler territory, but they're like, even though Plasma was executed better in my opinion, it felt more deep. Flare's motivation actually made the most sense out of any evil team, besides Rocket, of course. But Rocket's completely uninteresting. To be honest, Rocket is probably my least favorite evil team besides Aqua and Magma. But Aqua and Magma are probably my favorite, either that or Flare. Those are probably my favorite costumes out of any evil team. I don't really like Rockets. They're just like generic goons. Galactic, even though they're actually my favorite evil team. Wait, did I say Flare? It's between Flare and Galactic. I'm not quite sure. They're both pretty similar in my opinion. But Galactic, I don't like their costumes. And Plasma's black and black too, or white and white too. I find them kind of boring. They're just kind of like knights or like dark pirates or whatever. I do like how they get a costume change between black and black too. That's pretty cool. Like, in my opinion, Black 2 was a better sequel to Black than Crystal was to Gold and... I mean, Gold, Silver, and Crystal was to Red and Blue, because they both have the same type of thing where you're facing the same evil team again. It's a certain amount of years later, you're a different character. But I just love games where you can, when you go back to land you've been to before, and then you see how different it is. I mean, sure, Heart Gold and Soul Silver did that with Kanto, but Kanto was kind of bland. Well, Unova did feel a bit but Unova did feel like exactly the same as Black and White, but at least it wasn't empty like Kanto's. Kanto pretty much took away everything, like all the memorable stuff. Well, Black and White 2 is pretty much the same, even though later on towards the end of the game, then it gets different. And I just felt the pacing of those games were incredible. How it eases you into the differences. Like, first it starts out, like, I consider Black 2 to have 3 different segments. First is the first 2 gyms where you're on that island. Then you leave, and then it's gym 3 to 6, where it feels just like you're playing Black and White. Not that I have a problem with it. I loved Black and White. And with a few minor differences. Then after Gym 6, it completely changes again. And I love that. And you explore the Unova region in a completely different way. And I just loved the way it was handled. I loved going around to a place I've already been and seeing what's changed and what's the same. I'm just obsessed with that stuff. I don't know why. Yeah, Black 2 was like probably the most unique Pokemon game out of any Pokemon game in my opinion. Because it's like the first sequels, and I really hope X and Y have sequels instead of just like a Z or something, but I somehow highly doubt that, because there's not really much of a story to continue. Because, well, Black and White kind of ended a bit on like an unresolved notice. X and Y, their story felt kind of unique, but at the same time, and now we're facing the boss here, Shelly, who's an admin. I don't think we faced her before. In Ruby and Sapphire, this would be the second time you'd face her, since you actually battle Team Aqua instead of Team Magma on Mount Chimney, and instead of battling Tabitha there, you battle Shelly. So yeah, that's a bit of a difference. And because going into like differences that I love in Emerald to Ruby and Sapphire, it's that you fight both. Never in a game before or since you fight 2 evil teams at the same time. I kind of had a feeling they would have done that in Black 2, with fighting Black Team Plasma and White Team Plasma, but White Team Plasma are the good guys, while Black Team Plasma are the bad guys. No racism there, since White Team Plasma was the bad guys in Black and White 1 before they became good. Well, a faction of them, like, separated and became Neo Team Plasma. But that's about me, that's enough about me fanboying with Black and White. Going back to my original point, in Ruby and Sapphire, you just face one evil team. Ruby is Team Magma, Sapphire is Team Aqua. So when they made the 3rd version, they were like, how do we go about putting both in one game? Oh, we'll just fight both evil teams. And that is just a different experience. I probably should have healed up before I fought this person. Oh well, that's me not thinking ahead. This is why I don't talk while I play, but because I don't think properly. Whatever, let's Bullet Seed. And we're a Dark type, so we should resist Mightyana's stab moves. So yeah, and that's why I'm scared Omega Rufy and Alpha Sapphire we'll just go back to facing one evil team, because I kind of found Ruby and Sapphire kind of a bland game like X and Y. But Emerald made it amazing because they like combined two evil teams, and you saw how both of them could coexist as bad guys, and I found that really fascinating. But Ruby and Sapphire were kind of bland. That's why I'm kind of scared about Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire. I should probably ingrade. That's why I'm kind of scared about Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire. Wait, no, it's Omega Ruby and... Yeah, it's Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Not. It's just so easy to say Alpha and Omega instead of Omega and Alpha. It's confusing. Okay, fine. Let's send out our bug type, because we're getting wrecked by this Mightyana. We're just going to go in for a Fury Cutter. Screw Swords Dance. It's almost dead anyways. So I'm kind of scared that Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire will just... They probably will not incorporate both evil teams as the bad guy. That was one of the things I was saying I wish they'd just take from Emerald. But as I said, there may be a Emerald remake. I highly doubt it. I'd probably get pissed off if there's an Emerald remake, because I'd buy the Ruby and Sapphire remake when all I want to do is play an Emerald remake. And I'm kind of banking on the fact that Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire have those things I love about Ruby and Sapphire. Finally! Oh my god, it missed! You've got to be kidding me! Oh my god, Inner, you're useless. You can't do anything! I seriously regret putting Nothingjustgo on my team. It's such a bad Pokemon. I already have another flying type. I should probably replace it, but nah, I don't roll that way. Okay, Hot Chick, you're the one that we need to rely on. Finish it! Stop swaggering me! You know, I probably should send out Hammy, because that's own tempo. If Hot Chick dies, Hammy will finish it off, even though Hammy is a Psychic type and Mightyana is a Dark type. But it doesn't matter, Hot Chick just finished it off. Thank you! Get wrecked, Shelly! Disgustingly strong. How can you be I guess it's kind of like her language, how she's more like she uses like her weird adjectives to like emphasize her point. It's kind of hard to explain. See, this piece of dialogue was not in Ruby and Sapphire. She just disappears after that. But because they're incorporating magma into the plot, well, in Sapphire, well, firstly, in Ruby, this would be Team Magma taking the Weather Institute, not Team Aqua. And I really love how they divided Team Aqua, like, because when you face Team in Sapphire, when you face Team Magma, I mean, yeah, in Sapphire, when you face Team Aqua, in this game, sometimes when you face Team Magma, keep in mind there's only one evil team in Ruby and Sapphire. So sometimes when you're facing... Oh, we got a Cast Form. I'm not going to use this on my team, no. I actually used Cast Form on my first team because I didn't really know the Pokemon that well. So I was like, why not use it? Big mistake. And I never got what the point of, like, this section is when you can't get through them. Maybe if you come back... Yeah, when you come back later, it'll probably be unlockable. Anyway, so sometimes when you face Team Aqua, it'd be Team Magma and Ruby. And vice versa. Like, so in this game, if you face Team Magma, it'd be Team Aqua and Sapphire. But in this game, they figured out how to subdivide the different attacks each team do into the appropriate thing. Like, you face Team Magma, Mount Chimney, and Team Aqua here. While in Ruby, you'd face Team Magma here, and in Sapphire, you face Team Aqua, Mount Chimney. And see, those things don't really align with their goals. Because you're on a volcano. Why would a team obsessed with water attack a volcano? Okay, I'm back. So yeah, why would a team obsessed with water attack a volcano? They actually have a different motivation, but I feel it makes a lot more sense. Basically, in Ruby and Sapphire, the reason why those teams attack the volcano, Mount Chimney, was to trigger volcanic eruption, somehow alter the weather. I don't know what that's got to do with flooding the Earth, but we don't know if this is Earth or not. But in Emerald, the reason why Team Magma attacks is for a completely different reason. You'll find out later, which is really cool in how they integrate both elements into the plot. It's really, really interesting, you know. And I'm scared Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire will not do that. And you're probably wondering why I'm hesitating here. Well, this is why. Wait. This is why. There we go. In hindsight, I probably could have started surfing and gotten the stuff there. Oh, after we beat May.